Hello everybody and welcome back to Rafael Toro VIP. In today's video, my biography part 1. Stay tuned. Welcome back. In today's video, I want to start talking a little bit about me. So, I was born in Puerto Rico in the earliest 70s. Do the math, you can guess how old I am. So, since I was a baby, my mother noticed that something wasn't quite right with my eyes. She decided to take me to an eye doctor, and the eye doctor told her that I was born with cataracts. She asked the doctor if was something that he could do in order to improve my vision, in order to help me. And he said that he could do surgery. So she asked him about the prognosis. And when she asked him that, the doctor right away he said, "I am not gonna do surgery on your son." Apparently, the doctor wasn't comfortable telling my mother about my prognosis, about how well the surgery will go. So, for that reason, they didn't do a surgery on my eye up to I was, I guess, 2 or 3 years old. That delay had an impact on my vision. Remember, at that time, technology and patient rights were not as advanced as today. My mother didn't know about um, the consequences or damage that I was suffering having cataracts. But the thing is, I went through surgery, they removed my cataracts, but I was left with poor vision. My vision right now is with my best eye is 2200 with the eyeglasses on. So I am considered legally blind. Talking about a little bit about my school years. At the beginning, because of my low vision, my mother was afraid of sending me to school because she thought that probably will be very difficult for me to be in a classroom with kids with normal vision. And for that reason, she decided to put me in homeschool for the first couple of years. But thanks to a social worker and a homeschool teacher, they convinced my mother to send me to regular school. So I started school a little late, and then they took the decision not to put me in the grade that I was supposed to go, but instead put me in first grade. So started from almost from the beginning. I was already a little old to be in first grade, but for some reason they decided to do that. And at that time, they have a good side and another not too good consequence. Remember, kids are very honest about what they see. And having an older kid in their classroom was something different. So, through my years in elementary school, I can say I was kind of bullied because number one, my vision issues. I were I was um, just bullied because my eyeglasses, thick eyeglasses, and because I was the oldest in the classroom all the time. So it was difficult for me to be in school, being visually impaired, and the oldest among my classmates. Uh, I do remember there were some teachers trying trying to convince my mother to move me ahead and to put me in the same level in the grade that I was supposed to be. But other teachers told my mother, not it's better for him to go through elementary school and go through first, second, third grade as other kids, so he can have the experience. Mm, I had good grades. Um, I still remember that I was seated in the first row, just near the blackboard. At that time, some of the teachers didn't know how to deal with a visually impaired person. They didn't know how to accommodate me. So other teachers and people from the Rehabilitation Commission in Puerto Rico needed to go to the school and educate them. For some teachers were easy to understand. Some of them were a little resistant to the idea. I used to use a magnifier to read whatever was in the blackboard. That itself sometimes was the one of the main reasons to be bullied in the classroom, because the kids said why he needs to use a magnifier to read the blackboard, why he needs to put the book so near his face to read, why those eyeglasses uh, are so thick. Those are the kind of remarks, and that was every single day from the first grade to sixth grade. That was my life in school. I was able to complete primary school with A's and B's. I was awarded a couple of medals of honor. I consider myself to be a good student. At that time also I learned Braille. For those sighted people who doesn't know what Braille is the system that blind or low vision people use to write and read. And I will explain about that in a future video. And there is some videos around in YouTube also explaining what is Braille, how it's used, and that's another topic. But talking about primary school and my first years as a kid, um, I cannot say that I had a lot of friends. I did in my neighborhood. I was able to play almost every sport, basketball, even baseball. And to be honest, I wanted to play baseball, but I couldn't see the ball most of the time. So when I was just playing baseball, I believe I was just pretending that I was playing baseball because, as I said, most of the time I couldn't see the the ball. Basketball was a little bit easier. Um, I think that I was able to learn basketball a little bit better, how to play it because I was going to the basketball court almost every day, and because it was near my home, and I learned where the basketball ring was and the hoop was, so I was able to learn how to throw the ball and to just to play in general. But I didn't have a lot of good um, friends because remember at that age, 9, 10, 11 years old, kids are again even a little bit cruel, and they can be, hard, calling me names and throwing me stuff from far away because I couldn't see them, making fun of me. And I raised with that, and I learned to live with that. And after that, I went to middle school. In Puerto Rico, it's divided a little bit different from here. In Puerto Rico, primary school is kindergarten to sixth grade, and then middle school is 7th to ninth grade, and then high school is 10 to 12. So I went to middle school. The bullying situation wasn't so bad, but probably because I accepted the the situation. I learned how to live with it, and for the most part, my classmates in middle school were the ones uh, that were my classmates in elementary school. So they, for the most part, they knew me already, and they accept me already. They knew my limitations. Some of them they were very nice, and instead of saying negative stuff or bully me, they helped me um, to to read the board or to write on my notebook. Sometimes it was a lot of text that needs to be put it in notebooks, and I had a quite different experience in middle school. And then I went to high school, and at that time, and when I was in my last year of high school, I lost my mother due to a heart attack. It was very, very hard to be, without her. My last year of school, learning how to be an adult, because even though I do have my family, aunts, uncles, nieces, but living in a home with only with my mother at that time and losing her was the hardest experience. Um, was very difficult. So I was just finishing my high school and learning how to take responsibilities of my home. and that is like the first part of my biography. Next week I will continue with my other part, when I went to college and all that kind of stuff. And I hope that you enjoyed that part. Thank you very much for being here, uh, for listening to me. Thank you, and I will see you soon.